Good morning and happy Thursday. Yeah, coming at you live, Arlington Heights, Illinois. Happy, thankful Thursday. And you'll notice that I have nobody standing next to me here. That is because our guest, Daphne, she got sick. And I found out yesterday. So we are going to make this a great one. Anyway, thank you all for showing up. I appreciate that. Whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on LinkedIn, whether you're on Facebook, or of course, if you are watching the replay on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, share, like, give me some comments. And of course, if you have any feedback or constructive criticism, I'm always open for that because we want to make the show better. Evezer, thanks for joining us again today. Chris, you are awesome, and I hope that you are feeling better and your recovery is going well. Miss Patty Anderson, how are you? It's so wonderful to see your smiling face, and I know that you're doing well out there too. So thank you again for hopping on the live stream. Oh, and we have Dr. Michelle. Dr. Michelle is such a gift to the world in the so many spaces. One thing that I really love is she is an advocate and a trailblazer for women. And she really encourages not only women to be better, but recognize the challenges that are going on and have been set up in this world. And she has just been a wonderful collaborator. And I'm super happy that she is a friend of mine and sharing life's space. Mr. TG, Tom Ghosh, thank you for joining. And again, as you know, you don't see Miss Daphne Paras next to me here. It's just me. Now I know she's considerably better looking than me. And I know that she's got awesome things to say. So she's going to be coming on soon. My hope is that she'll be on 2 weeks from now for the next one. So today we are flying solo for a half an hour, but you know, we are going to make it great. So let's start off with our quote as the usual, and let's get this party started. Gals and guys, when you press the pause button on a machine, it stops. But when you press the pause button on human beings, they start. That's from Russell B. Smith. And on that note, welcome to this episode of Live Beyond Default live stream. It's episode number 66, and it's your weekly dose of personal growth. My name is Dave. I am your host. I am a realtor, and I am also a public speaker advocate for Team Human. And welcome to the longest running live stream in the Chicagoland area. Yes, that's right. I've been looking up the stats, and we're the longest running live stream in the Chicagoland area. So let's give props to that, and let's give props to you being on here. Love it. Tom Ghosh is messing with me as always. I appreciate that. And as we always say, has your week been epic so far? And if not, why? Let's start taking responsibility for our thoughts, our words, and our actions, because we don't want to blame anybody else for what's going on in our life. There's no scarcity, victim, villain mentality going on this show here. And we all get in those spots at times. I spun out a few times earlier this week, but it's okay because we're doing the best that we can with what we have. So we're going to take responsibility for the rest of this week. We are not going to blame the price of Bitcoin, the price of gas, our boss, our significant other, our family member, our dog, the weather. We're not going to blame anything for the spot that we are at today. We're going to take full responsibility, and we're going to make today just a little bit better than yesterday. That's all it is we're just going to take a little bit of forward progress, and we're going to make it a great day. So if your week's not been epic so far, let's start right now, whether you're live or you're watching the recording. Okay, so 3 things that we are grateful for. I'm going to start off by saying Number one, now this is for all of us to throw in the chat. Throw 1, 2, or 3 things that you are grateful for this week. Number one, I am grateful for the home that I live in, the loft that I live in downtown Arlington Heights. I am just really happy where I'm at. And sometimes I feel like it gets a little bit comfortable because downtown Arlington Heights, if you know the Chicagoland area, it's a super cool place. But as you know, I'm all about getting out of my comfort zone so I can grow. So I found myself a little bit comfortable in Arlington Heights, but I am just loving it. The spring is here, and that's good news. Number two, I'm grateful for the challenges in the real estate market because it is really stretching me to grow better as an agent. There was a recent ruling in the National Association of Realtors that I'll be talking on some videos on my YouTube channel, not necessarily on here, but I believe that agents like me who are forward focused and growth minded, that we will only get better and become stronger. But most importantly, giving the marketplace, buyers and sellers, what it's been needing. That's full transparency and full collaboration with us as agents, because it's all about you and that market. And number three, I'm grateful for books. Books have been such a positive influence on me. They have been very just life-changing for me. In fact, I brought a book today. I'm going to go grab it right now, since I just remembered. It's called The Alchemist, and this is a book that I just reread this year. And The Alchemist is just an amazing book. And if you haven't read this, I highly recommend you getting this book. It was life-changing for me, and most people that I talk to say it's life-changing for them. And it reads like a fable because it is a fable, and that's what's super cool about it. So Ivan says that he is grateful for God, grace, and vision. Yeah, let's talk about that for a moment. Like, who do you think is your higher power? What do you think is your higher power, right? I know that that Ivan is a devout Christian, and that's good. And when I say that's good, it means that I want people to connect with their higher power and have a connection with, of course, something bigger than themselves, and having faith, and whatever that may be, whatever religion that may be. I work with so many different clients in the real estate world, and there's so many different religions that I come in contact with now. But I really just appreciate that you share and recognize that there is a higher power. And if not, that's okay too, because we're all team human, and we are not going to judge anybody. I just think I appreciate Ivan saying that. Grace and vision. Yeah, it's awesome to have some vision too. And I know sometimes vision is tough to have, especially with all the distractions of what's going on in the world today. I know Dr. Michelle and I talked about doing an event coming up about masculine and feminine polarity and the communication between the different sexes, and however many sexes and genders there may be right now, who knows? But whatever it is, Dr. Michelle and I talked about that. And so I think that's something that you might be seeing either on this live stream or a live event. So Dr. Michelle says, I'm grateful to have been enjoying my morning plunge in Lake Michigan while staying at my friend's house. Oh, awesome. And you're watching the show too. Thanks, Dr. Michelle. I so appreciate you. That's awesome. I've been dunking while watching the sunrise. It was a spiritual experience this morning. I'm incredibly grateful for the experience. Just reading that, Dr. Michelle, grounds me and brings such joy to my heart. So thank you. And it reminds me that this morning I watched the sunrise here in downtown Arlington Heights on the east terrace of my building. And I love getting that early morning sun as it rises and getting it in on my eyes. Like, that light is just so powerful, and resets that circadian rhythm, as Dr. Andrew Huberman says. And it really just gets that dopamine up at a constant level throughout the day. And and does some super cool things for the body. So thanks for checking in, Dr. Michelle, and enjoy your time away because you've been doing so much. You've made such a huge impact, and I'm super grateful for you. So thank you. Garana, thanks for hopping on. She says, grateful for kindness, knowledge, and patience. Have a great show, Dave. Yeah. So kindness. Is it that hard to be kind? As I look in my 9x16 camera recording here, if anybody wonders when I look down like that, that's what I'm doing. Is it that hard to be kind? I find that I just love the Gary V way of doing business. If anybody doesn't know who Gary V is, please throw him in your Google search bar because Gary V is epic. And I find that you can do business out of kindness, and it's actually easier, and it comes from a place of alignment, and you attract the right people in, and you grow abundantly, and so much happens when you come from a place of kindness. And again, we're all on Team Human doing the best we can with what we have. So thank you, Harana, for saying that. And the last thing, too, is patience. Now, let's talk about patience for a second because this is your weekly dose of personal growth. And we know that we are all growth-minded individuals that are on this show. So take out your notebooks. We're going to be taking some notes. But recognize that we're all doing the best that we can, and we're being self-reflective, right? And we know that there's always a little bit better that we can be doing. And I love to say that we owe it to whomever or whatever our creator is and was. We owe it back as rent to the world and Team Human by showing up every day. So having that patience, Garana, that's part of the power of the pause, which we were talking about today with Daphne on. So I don't want to talk too much about that because when she comes on again, she might want to discuss that topic. So patience. We all want to get somewhere in a hurry. And seems to be like human nature, especially now because things happen so fast. We tend to forget that 2-hour delivery from Amazon actually took 25 years to happen. We tend to forget that patience is power, right? That's part of the power of the pause is being patient. So Garan is saying that. Actually, Garan is working on a project for me right now. And in that sense, I've been patient because I don't need things in a hurry. I always say, when I talk to listing agents or I talk to other realtors or I talk to clients of mine, I say, I am the most patient realtor you will meet because I believe that slow and steady, we will not only learn more, but we will get to where we want to, and we're going to enjoy the ride along the way. And isn't it all about enjoying the ride? Ivan says here, if you don't have a dream, your life will be about your problems. Your future organizes your now. It is the power of the future pull by Tim Wood. Awesome. Ivan, I so appreciate that. And yes, if we don't have a dream, we're always going to be checking it with our problems. That is so true. So today, because it's a little bit of a sad moment for me because Daphne couldn't come on the show and Daphne got sick and things happen. So she'll be on in a couple weeks, but recently it was just announced like a day or two ago by this gentleman, a friend of mine. He announced on LinkedIn that he had a heart attack, and it hit him really hard. And I know he's got surgery next week. And I've been thinking about him a lot. And his name is Scott Tillema. If anybody knows who that is, he is a 20-year veteran police officer from the Schaumburg Police Department. And he is a speaker and he is a lifelong learner and teacher of negotiation and hostage negotiation. He speaks all around the world. And he's been an inspiration to me since I've met him maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, but I was supposed to go out to lunch with him, and he said that he couldn't go, and I said, okay, that's fine. We'll reschedule it because things come up. And then I come to find out that he's in the hospital and he had a heart attack. So I wanted to share my love and good vibes to my friend and speaking mentor and life mentor, Scotty, because he has taught me so much just over the last year and a half. And I wanted to dedicate part of the show, if not all of it, to Scotty, because he is such a kind gentleman. So if anybody knows who Scott Tillema is, feel free to say something in the chat about him, because he's a wonderful human being. And my thoughts and prayers are with you every day, brother. So thank you for being you. And I also wanted to give a shout out to Brian Winkleman, who is Annette Lecitra's husband. He fell off a ladder and hurt himself pretty bad. I know the recovery's been going in a positive direction, but if anybody knows Annette Lecitra, she's just a wonderful human being. She's just a beacon of light. She's been on the show before, and my thoughts and prayers go out to her too. So, this show, although the original was about the power of the pause, going to be with Daphne, I think that it is still a good topic, because I do want to pause and just recognize that we are all human. We don't know what may or what can happen to us one day to the next, or when we'll be around, or when we won't. And instead of funerals, or when people get sick, having that be a reminder to us, how about we actually take some action and some real self-reflection, all of us, because I'm guilty of that too, where, oh yeah, I'm going to do this better, and then I don't do shit about it. So why don't we all take the time and pause and really look at our lives? We had that opportunity during Rona in 2020, and let's take that time again the next few days, or the next week, or whenever you're listening to this show, for the rest of the day, and really what's going on in our life. Tom Ghosh says, yes, Scott Tillema is a great guy, and I was shocked to hear about him too. Great words about him, Dave. Yeah, thanks, Tom. You're such a giver, and Scotty. I like to call him Scotty Too Hottie, like the wrestler, just because he's a good-looking dude, and Scott is super charismatic. Yeah. Let's really self-reflect on our lives, and what we've done, and where we're going, and where we want to go. How do we want to treat our bodies? I know there's times that maybe we don't like ourselves, or we don't like what we're doing in our lives, but we still love ourselves. And how do you treat someone you love? You treat them with kindness, and you treat them with compassion. So we want to make sure we do that with ourselves. Mental health has really come up over the last few years. It's come to the surface amongst a lot of other things in the world, and it's really time. And that's what we're here all about on Live Beyond Default. I'm not here to preach about real estate and sell homes, and I'm not here to preach about the way to live a life, and this way is better and that way is not. What I'm here to do is I'm sharing love and gifts, but most importantly, really just raising the whole community up, and sharing ways that we can all better ourselves. Because that's what we want to do. We want to better ourselves so we could show up, especially for our family and friends when they're sick or in this time of need. So I want everybody to pray for Scotty. I want everybody to pray for Brian Winkleman. And also I wanted to bring up, it's like one after the other. My auntie Nono, she got sick a couple months ago, and she got sick again. And it's, she used to babysit me so often. She would say, no, David, because I would get into a lot of things. Shocker, that is, right? She would say, no, no, David. So I started calling her Auntie No No. And she has been just such a kind person and a gift in my life. Excuse me, I just want to. I know I talked a lot there, and I'm having a hard time with this because it's just a lot of people close to me that have gotten that things have happened to them, and I kind of spun out this morning. I didn't know what I was going to talk about, and it's all about showing up for you and making sure that you're getting value and you're getting takeaways that you can apply into your life, and 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 I just didn't know what to talk about. So that's why I'm bringing up, because this is what I'm aligned with at the moment. So hopefully we're all getting some takeaways from this and recognizing the people that we love in our lives and telling them that we love them and telling them that and maybe forgiving them for something that they did to us, because maybe they didn't mean to do it, or and why are we holding on to those grudges with people? My grandma lived to 107 years old, and she said, when I asked her why she lived so long, she said, because she never held a grudge. And think about that, because when you hold a grudge, you're holding that negative energy in you. And then the next thing you know, the person's gone. I talked with Bob this morning. Oh, at the coffee shop when I got my coffee. His brother died a couple months ago. And I said, Bob, how you feeling? And he said he was feeling better. And one of the things he said was he wished he would have got to talk to him before he died to mend things between them. Do you want to die like that? Do you want someone in your life that you're close to, because of some silly incident? What if they're gone and you never got to say, I'm sorry, or you never forgave them for doing something to you, and then all of a sudden they're gone? I don't want to live like that. I'm not going to live like that. And we are not going to live like that. We are going to take those steps today to forgive others who have maybe wronged us. We're going to forgive ourselves, and we're going to give ourselves a second chance on something that maybe we've been hard on ourselves with. And we're going to tell people that we love them, and we're going to tell people that we care about them, whether it's our clients, whether it's our family, friends, our dog, or looking in the mirror and not being so self-critical. John Doherty says, I just saw Scott's post. He's an awesome dude and so generous. I support in my supportive goal of speaking. Yeah, John, he is such he teaches us. He's such a leader in the speaking world. And he did a TED Talk in like 2016. And that's a cool story too. If you're just joining us right now, we are on Live Beyond Default LiveStream episode number 66. It's your weekly dose of personal growth, and it's the longest running live stream in the Chicagoland area. Boom. Thanks for joining us. Of course, if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts watching the replay, or you're checking us out live on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn, I so appreciate you here. We are all growth-minded individuals. We're learning a lot today. It's about the power of the pause. It's about self-reflection. And it's about recognizing that there's a lot of things that we can't control in our life. And as I mentioned, these people that are near and dear to me that got sick, or tragic things happened, that, they're going to come out of it. And they're going to grow from this. Like Scotty says, I'm pushing forward every single day. He just said that this morning to me at, I don't know, 5:40, whatever time. I was up at 4 something, right? And I was thinking about him. So it's really time to forgive others for something they did to us, even if it hurt us. It's time to forgive ourselves for beating each other up all the time. Right? If we learned anything from Rona, it's about time to get this connection with all of us. So think about that, and recognize too, somebody said something to me recently, like, you never know what anybody's been through. Think of how important that is. Like, we'll go up to people, we'll talk to them, or we'll be doing a deal with them, or we're negotiating, and we never really know what that other person is doing. We never really know what that other person has just been through. It might have been something terrible that just happened to them recently, and this is the way that they're acting. Or could have been something that happened when they were 5. Like, we have no idea what, because we don't even know what's going on in our own lives, let alone what's going on in other people's lives. So let's have empathy for others, and recognize that everybody has a story, and everybody has a past, and everybody has things that haunt them. That's everybody's wearing that shirt, as Scotty Tillema says. And there's something on the shirt that nobody else knows about. And maybe they're wearing that shirt today, or maybe that shirt is in the closet, but it's still their shirt. And and maybe they were a victim of abuse, or maybe they just lost their job, or maybe they can't pay their bills, or maybe they're just lonely and depressed. We just don't know. We don't know what's going on with anybody. So take that into consideration. And it happens so often in when I'm working with real estate clients, dealing with families, and where they are in their life, and these major transitions, whether they're financial and emotional. I just learned so much in the last 3 years, and I love being in this space, because for me, it's the opportunity to grow and to challenge others and to negotiate, and really to bring a good, valuable experience for them, when they're making a major shift in their life. So if anybody has an idea about what they're going to do a little bit differently, or how about if anybody has an idea of maybe they're going to reach out to somebody and say something to them, like, I'm thinking about you, or maybe you've got someone you want to forgive, or someone you haven't talked to for a while, and you just wanted to tell them that you care about them, throw that in the chat, because we want others to see what we're all doing here, and how we're all growing, and how we're willing to maybe get out of our comfort zones a little bit, so we can provide some value and a good experience for other people in our lives, because it's not about us as much as we think it is. It's not really about us. We're showing up for other people. Well, as we start this beautiful changeover into summer, it's really a time of blooming, and a time of interesting changes, especially in the Chicagoland area. We're so used to long winters. Winter wasn't that long this year, but it was still winter, and so I know there's time for us to it's a rebirth and a regrowing right now, and maybe this is a path that we want to take too. And I want to thank some more people. Maybe you all want to thank somebody in the chat too that you're grateful for. I want to thank Radka, first of all, who has been with me for years. I haven't talked to you in about 5 or 6 weeks, and that's been hard for me too. I didn't know this was going to be such an emotional show. It is what it is, and I'm okay with that. But I just wanted to thank Radka for being with me and there for me for all these years. And I know we haven't talked for about 5 or 6 weeks, but I do look forward to talking to you again. And so appreciate you and love you. And I want to thank Rose, who has been an inspiration and leader to me. Some of you have met Rose. She was on this live stream 2 episodes ago, and she is just a gleam of light. And she asked me to mentor and lead her in the real estate world. So I have a new teammate on my side in the real estate world, and she's doing wonderful so far, and she's really held me to a higher standard. So I want to thank Rose so much too. And I also want to thank Ellen. Ellen is an intern that I've been working with through the District 214, internship program. And Ellen has just been such a guest, such a gift in my life. She's 18. She goes to Prospect High School, and she wants to get into real estate. So I've been collaborating with her the last 30 plus hours, and that just ended this week. So, saying, uh, giving a shout out to her too for just showing up in my life. And it's people like Radka, who I love, and it's people like Rose who um, want to be on my business team, and people like Ellen who, I don't have kids, and she's just been such a wonderful gift for me too. And I just recognize um, how things are short, and these opportunities, they come and go so quickly. And I just want to make sure that I'm giving everybody thanks and gratitude for showing up in my life the way that they have, and the way that they've encouraged me to be better. Good morning, Dawn Black. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you so much. Dawn is a realtor in the Schaumburg area, and she's been an inspiration to me too in the real estate world. So thank you, Dawn. Yeah. So Daphne, we miss you on the show today. We're looking forward to having you on again, and sending love and good vibes your way, and best wishes. And Scotty, of course, I'm thinking about you, brother. I think about you every day, and we're all going to be praying for you too. And Brian, Annette Lecitra's husband, we wish him a speedy recovery. And my auntie Dono, I hope that you come out of everything too, because I love you dearly, and I appreciate everything you've done in my life. So it's been a half an hour, everybody. I am parched. I am emotionally drained, and I really appreciate you all listening to this show. Of course, it's Live Beyond Default live stream, episode number 66. Good morning, Heather. Thanks for hopping on the show. Yeah, episode 66, your weekly dose of personal growth. And of course, we are the longest running live stream in the Chicagoland area. So thanks for being on here. And I'll throw this up here again. The Alchemist. I highly recommend this book. It's an awesome book, and it's been super, super cool. Life changer for me. And I know others that have read it are very inspired by this book. And this was an emotional. I did a lot of ums. I did a lot of I've been just it was a tough show for me today, everyone. So I hope that you all learned something, not that I know better and not that I'm teaching, but learn something about yourselves in the self-reflection, and how we know that at any time something could happen to us. So let's make sure that when we leave today, let's just start by texting somebody and saying, I'm thinking of you. And let's make sure that we just show up the best we can, have empathy for others, and recognize that we don't know anybody else's story. But really, let's just give the love and kindness to those around us, because there might be a time where we don't see them again. And that would be a disservice. So thank you again for watching this show. Grateful for you, Ivan. Thank you also, Chris. And remember, until next time, make it a great week. Now, I'm going to start doing it this way with just the fingers in the so hand. Make it a great week. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all, and have a great weekend.